Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse One here. Welcome. We are going to be talking about the aftermath of the hurricane that just went through Louisiana and Texas. We're going to focus on Louisiana because they got hit harder, but I'm not discrediting Texas at all, just so you guys know, but we're going to focus on Louisiana. Before we get started, I just want to remind people if we have any kind of interruptions in the stream, any kind of problems, I will get right back on as soon as I possibly can. You may not get a notification, so you may have to come to the channel and look for me, and I will be back on as soon as I possibly can. Last couple streams went well with no interruptions, so hopefully we can continue that trend. That would be very nice. All right, so I do want to remind everybody before we get started that this is a very family-friendly oriented channel. So I'm asking everybody to please be decent in the chat. Please be decent with each other. No nonsense, no racism, no nastiness. If you do, those awesome people lit up in blue are going to boot you out of here because we're not going to tolerate it, okay? So I want to talk about a couple things really quickly before we get into talking about the aftermath of the hurricane, what people are dealing with and what they're going through. And I have some actually firsthand information as well, which I think is awesome, and I will share that with you, okay? But anyway, so obviously I did a video earlier today talking about my soon-to-be ex-brother-in-law. So a couple things I want to clarify because a lot of people are talking a lot of stuff and saying a lot of things, okay? A restraining order is just a piece of paper. If somebody has an intention of coming with bad intentions, a piece of paper is not going to ever stop that person, okay? When you have seconds to react and the police are minutes away, and in our case, it would be much longer than minutes because of where we live. It's great in theory. And if you're dealing with rational people, maybe a restraining order works. But when you're dealing with irrational people, a restraining order never works. So, there's that old saying, never mind the dog, beware of owner. That's kind of where I'm at, okay? Mike and I have had an understanding. He knows I'm not the one. I don't need to get on here and I'm not going to make threats or anything like that because that's childish, and that's beneath me. I'm not going to do that. But let's just say this. He knows better than to come here looking for trouble because he will find it. And that's what I'm just going to say about that. I actually think he's the kind of man that is going to be more trying to get my sister. Because realistically, leading up to this event of last night, when he got in this automobile accident, he'd been